Good evening, my friend. If you have diabetes, you've probably heard this statement before. People with diabetes can't eat fruit. But that's simply not true. The real issue isn't the fruit itself. What affects your blood sugar is which fruit you choose, how much you eat, and how you eat it. And today, I'm going to show you something that surprises a lot of people. Some of the most popular fruits can raise your blood sugar much faster than you might expect, while others can actually become powerful allies in keeping your glucose under control. By the end of this video, you'll know which fruits require extra caution, which ones are the smartest choices, and the common mistake that can turn even healthy fruits into a blood sugar trap. And the fruit that ranks number one usually surprises even people who've been living with diabetes for many years. Why do some fruits raise blood sugar more than others? Before we get to the ranking, there's one essential concept you need to understand. Two different fruits may both contain natural sugar, yet they can have completely different effects on your blood glucose. That difference comes down to three key factors. First, fiber content. Fiber acts like a natural brake on digestion, slowing down the rate at which sugar enters your bloodstream. The more fiber a fruit contains, the more gradual the rise in blood sugar tends to be. Second, ripeness. The riper the fruit becomes, the more its starch is converted into simple sugars that your body absorbs much more quickly. Third, the way you consume it. Eating a whole fruit preserves its natural fiber. Fruit juice, on the other hand, removes much of that fiber while concentrating the sugars, allowing them to be absorbed far more rapidly. Now that you understand these three factors, let's move on to the ranking of the fruits that deserve a little more attention. Third place, very ripe bananas. Bananas are not the villain. The real issue is an overly ripe banana, the kind that's covered with dark spots and feels extremely soft. When a banana is still slightly firm, it contains more resistant starch, which is digested slowly and has a gentler effect on blood sugar. As the banana ripens, much of that resistant starch is converted into simple sugars. There's also a very common habit that many people don't think twice about: eating a very ripe banana first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. That combination can cause blood sugar to rise much faster. A better strategy is to eat a slightly less ripe banana together with a source of protein or healthy fat, such as a hard-boiled egg, a handful of nuts, or a tablespoon of unsweetened natural peanut butter. Combining these foods helps slow the digestion and absorption of carbohydrates, leading to a more gradual rise in blood sugar. Second place, watermelon. Many people believe they can eat as much watermelon as they want because it's made up mostly of water. But being mostly water doesn't automatically mean it has a low impact on blood sugar. Watermelon has a relatively high glycemic index, meaning its carbohydrates can be absorbed fairly quickly. The biggest issue isn't necessarily the fruit itself, it's the portion size. Eating one small slice as part of a balanced meal is very different from eating 3, 4, or even 5 large slices in the middle of the afternoon. Because watermelon is light, juicy, and incredibly refreshing, it's easy to lose track of how much you've eaten. That's why it's best to enjoy a moderate serving, preferably alongside a meal or snack that includes protein and fiber, which can help reduce the overall impact on your blood sugar. And now we've reached the fruit that surprises people the most. First place, pineapple. Pineapple is an excellent source of vitamin C and contains bromelain, an enzyme that's known for helping the body digest proteins. In other words, it has several important nutritional benefits. The problem is that, in the amounts people typically eat, pineapple provides less fiber than most people realize. Large servings can cause blood sugar levels to rise fairly quickly. But the biggest mistake of all is drinking pineapple juice. To make just one glass, you usually need several slices of pineapple, and in the process, much of the fruit's natural fiber is lost. The result is a drink that contains a much higher concentration of sugar, allowing it to enter the bloodstream much more rapidly. If you enjoy pineapple, the better choice is to eat a small portion of the whole fruit instead. But don't worry, because now we come to the most important part of this video: the fruits that are generally much better choices for people living with diabetes. Third place, apples with the skin on. Apples earn their spot on this list primarily because of their skin, That's where you'll find much of the fruit's pectin, a type of soluble fiber that helps slow the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream. The skin is also packed with valuable antioxidants that support overall health. The two most common mistakes people make are peeling the apple completely or turning it into juice. When you do either of those, you lose the part of the fruit that's richest in fiber. That's why the healthiest option is to eat a whole apple with the skin on. Second place, strawberries. Strawberries surprise a lot of people. Even though they taste sweet, they have a low glycemic load and contain relatively little sugar compared to many other fruits. On top of that, they're an excellent source of vitamin C and powerful antioxidants. One of the best ways to enjoy strawberries is to pair them with plain, unsweetened yogurt or a small handful of nuts. This combination slows digestion, helps reduce blood sugar spikes, and keeps glucose levels more stable for longer. And now we've reached the fruit that takes the #1 spot. First place, guava. Guava is probably the most underrated fruit on this entire list. It's naturally rich in fiber, especially when eaten whole, including the pulp and the seeds. Those fibers help slow the absorption of carbohydrates while providing a much greater feeling of fullness, making it easier to avoid overeating. Guava is also an excellent source of vitamin C, potassium, and a wide variety of antioxidants. Another major advantage is its affordability. It's widely available, reasonably priced, and can easily fit into the daily routine of most families. For people living with diabetes who also want better appetite control, guava is often one of the smartest fruit choices available. The three biggest mistakes that cause blood sugar to spike. If I had to summarize everything in just 3 common mistakes, they would be these. First, replacing whole fruit with fruit juice. Second, eating large portions all at once. Third, eating fruit by itself, especially on an empty stomach. Making just a few simple adjustments to these habits can have a significant impact on keeping your blood sugar under better control. How should you eat fruit the right way? The rule of thumb is simple. Choose whole fruit whenever possible. Pay attention to portion size. Pair fruit with a source of protein or healthy fat. Avoid overeating or excessive portions. And save fruit juices for special occasions rather than making them part of your daily routine. Now, let's do a quick recap of everything we've covered. The fruits that require the most caution are very ripe bananas, watermelon when eaten in large amounts, and pineapple, especially when consumed as juice. The fruits that are generally better choices for people living with diabetes are apples with the skin on, strawberries, and guava. The biggest takeaway from today's video is this. The problem isn't simply eating fruit. What truly makes the difference is which fruit you choose, how much you eat, and how you incorporate it into your overall diet. Those 3 factors can have a much greater impact on your blood sugar than most people realize. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these fruits do you eat most often? Let me know in the comments below. I read as many of your comments as I can, and I'd love to know what's already part of your daily routine. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our upcoming videos. Every week, we publish evidence-based content about diabetes, nutrition, healthy eating, and natural wellness to help you make informed decisions about your health. Thank you so much for watching, for spending your time with us, and I'll see you in the next video.